think about the investments that we're making in the fleet. How do we partner with industry to meet this challenge? We know that the evolution of these systems is advancing very, very quickly, and we have to be prepared to innovate and procure with some speed and flexibility as technologies improve. We want to talk about not only unmanned systems in the defensive mode, how do we protect our assets from unmanned threats? We watch what's happening in the Black Sea, for example, in Ukraine, and we know those threats are very real. We want to talk about the offensive use of these systems and how they may augment what we're doing in ship and sub building. We've had a lot of testimony about the equivalent effort that is, I think, pretty carefully constructed after some missteps, kind of false starts, the Joint Interagency Task Force 401, JIATA 401. That's very focused on the aerial threats. And it was the sort of second organizational iteration of how are we going to focus on aerial threats and get everybody at the table. And at least for my sake, I think that this second iteration of it gives me some confidence. I think we were sort of stumbling about how to get everybody at the table, whether it's, the defense agencies or the FAA or local law enforcement or FBI, how do we get everybody at the table to come up with the right set of strategies to both counter threats and have an offensive capacity. Now we have an organization that I think seems to be working and that I think is engendering some confidence. So we want to now look at the Navy side of the house and figure out what we're doing. I do acknowledge, as the chair did, this is a pretty extraordinary time for the Navy. Commercial vessels from all around the world and our naval vessels and those of our partners have been attacked dozens of times in the past 3 years by Houthis, now by Iran and Iran's proxies. The Navy has put together a pretty amazing record of repelling threats, and the successful repelling of threats doesn't always generate news. If you're unsuccessful, it generates news, and so sometimes the fact of your super high batting average in repelling threats, which is something we should celebrate, doesn't get the attention that it deserves. And I know both the chair and I really appreciate the excellence of our folks in being able to defend against these threats. But now that we have open hostilities in the Persian Gulf and the Straits of Hormuz, we got to take a moment to appreciate the hard work that's being done, to recognize the threats that are growing more complicated every day in that region and around the world, and really commit to the right kind of investment level and innovation strategies to meet these threats. And so that's what this hearing is about. I look forward to hearing testimonies and then digging in by questions. And again, the timing of this to the chair is really important because I bet we're going to